Addressing climate change and promoting environmental sustainability is essential because they directly affect human well-being, economic stability, and the future habitability of our planet. IPCS represents an effective educational framework for addressing the scientific and societal challenges of the 21st century by fostering interdisciplinary collaboration and integrative thinking. Such programs enable students to better understand complex Earth system processes.
To understand the establishment of IPCS, it helps to look back at Taiwan's earlier academic landscape. At that time, there was only about a handful of programs, graduate programs dedicated on climate change, but they are mostly for atmospheric sciences. About 2010, there are about 50 similar programs, but most of them focus on policies. So there's a lack of a program that dedicated sustainability of climate change. We started in 2010 when I served as the director of the Global Change Research Center of NTU. I initiated the planning of a curriculum framework to focus on climate change sustainability. The planning was boosted because of the funding provided by the Ministry of Education, which is the Science, Humanity, and Society initiative. So with that funding, we were able to build a curriculum program, which became the foundation of today's IPCS.
Climate change and sustainable development nowadays is a global value. I think there's no doubt that we should promote that. But the question should go back to why we should spend our effort in higher education to cultivate the talent in sustainability sciences and sustainable development. And what I would like to say is that because the green collar labor force now is a shortage and is an important labor force nowadays. So this will be more important than the question that why we should do that. So the question should go to why we should make our effort to cultivate the green color talents.
How to do the interdisciplinary? The one thing is we go back to the understanding of the three different kinds of the scientific research models. The number one is laboratory science. The number two is the model science. The third is about the field science. And then the first one is a lot of people talking about we do the research in the laboratory. So we control everything in the lab. And the second one is we collecting the data and then we try to model the data from the computers. But we still need the third kind of the research methods as well as we call about the field science, because everything happening in the field, everything happening in the society. The climate change impact is not just only to the earth, that kind of the so physical, but also to the society, the people, how they feel, how they respond to everything. So that is the other one of very important dimensions that is IPCS can combine three different science research methods together as one of the key figures of IPCS.
I got my degree in atmospheric science as a scientist, but I realized we still have a big gap between the policymakers and the scientists. So that's why I decided I want to join IPCS. Another factor was based on my personal experience, because my hometown located in the mountain range in the middle part of Taiwan. We also affected by a lot of disaster events. So after this disaster happened, even though we have a lot of the scientific reports, predictions, but how to operate this scientific report to our daily life is still very, very difficult for everyone. So I want to join the IPCS in that time.
Climate change's impact is not only on the changing rainfall or temperature itself, but it affects, for example, like food security and water resources and then human health. In order to solve those issues, we need to, first of all, understanding the climate change basic science, and then how we can transfer this knowledge to different stakeholders to solve those issues as I just mentioned.
I'm Jin Yongwu. I'm an architect and also a PhD of building and planning. I was project assistant professor of CCSD, climate change and sustainable development course group, the predecessor of IPCS. As an architect, I have to learn other people's backgrounds, their culture, their knowledge, what they need. Sometimes I have to know what my users don't know. Therefore, empathy is very important to my profession. And climate change is a global problem. We need to understand different people's needs to solve this problem together. We have to train our students with passion and empathy. Empathy is very important keyword for my work and for future work.
One of the major contributions from the IPCS in the past 10 years is that we cultivate those students to absorb different knowledges and combine something they like and they need for their future career. Also, we try to establish dialogues between the university and different stakeholders or industries, because the students need to know how the society has been changing under the global warming or under climate change. As we are an interdisciplinary program, actually it's a great platform try to gather those faculties so that the students can, at one courses, learning from many faculties at one time, and not only just talking, but different fields communication, something we try to give the students.
I believe in the past 10 years, the possibility is the most important characters for all the IPCS students, because they know they all have a super rich possibility to do what they want to do or to try their new research ideas. They don't need to be limited by some traditional department or the programs. So in IPCS, they have the freedom and also the possibility to do everything. No one will prepare for all the challenges for the climate change and sustainability. So I use this idea or the core concept to provide some courses for the students. Most important thing when we face climate change or sustainability, we need to learn the new things to face the new challenges.
Because this is an international program, we bring together Taiwanese students and also international students. In addition to this, you can notice that our graduate students, including the doctoral student and the master student, they are kind of at different age. Some, they have work, but they go back to school. And we have fresh students, so they also, co-learning. So that is a multi-generational training program. Multidisciplinary, multicultural, also intergenerational. I think that is the uniqueness for our program.
We are very successful for these past 10 years, and it's based on the very good curriculum and then the course structures. But in the future, we also need to restructure of our course, because we have the three new things happening, particularly in 2020. The number one is climate change mainstreaming. The number two is new geopolitics, particularly between the US and China. The third one is the rise of AI. So we need the new course structure, new course syllabus in order to lead the whole society as a new future for the next decade.
Over the next 10 years, IPCS has the opportunity to become an even stronger platform for interdisciplinary innovation. scientific discovery, and societal contribution. By continuing to integrate diverse expertise, embracing emerging technologies, and strengthening international collaboration, IPCS can further advance its mission of preparing future leaders to address the complex environmental challenges facing our world.
Since IPCS is in College of Science, I think we already have cultural and flavor of sciences. And I wish in the next decade we can offer high-level leadership training program focusing on global strategy, sustainability, and governance innovation.
My name is Xiaosong Hua. I worked for IPCS from 2020 to 2023. I'm now working for a social venture promoting organic farming in Japan. IPCS, congratulations! You have been there for 10 years. 10 years is really long, so there are so many alumni in the world. So I hope IPCS can work as a hub which connect the current students with alumni and maybe alumni students with alumni students. I hope IPCS will be a major force to changing the society.
In the next decade, I hope IPCS will become the leading interdisciplinary climate education hub in Asia. I think that's our goal.